I'm Director of Culinary Innovation, Chef Greg Muller. I'm a World Chef certified master chef with over 18 years experience. If you name it, I can cook it. So let's get cooking.
Hey there, RT-Tech family, Chef Greg with you. Today we're cooking on the Matador, and we're making Rachel's favorite. We're making chicken and dumplings. So in the Matador, I have about a gallon of chicken stock, just boiling away. And we were smoking some spatchcock chickens earlier, so this is some extra chicken meat. This is probably about 3 or 4 breasts worth of chicken. So we'll go ahead and get that into that pan and let that simmer away. And we're making our dumplings from scratch. You can absolutely use the frozen dumplings if you want to grab a can of biscuits or frozen biscuits, go right ahead, but we're going to do it from scratch. So in here I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 4 tablespoons of soft butter. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a fork, and you can use a pastry knife, really whatever works for you. And we're going to kind of mix that butter in that flour until it kind of gets a little sandy. And there's no big clumps of butter. Looking pretty good. Now we're going to add in 2 cups of whole milk. And I'm going to reserve about a 1/4 cup left in case we need. This is going to form our dough. So that's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some more flour, put it on our table, and we'll go ahead and finish working this by hand. Maybe about a 1/4 cup or so. And to make it not stick to your hands, just go ahead and flour up your gloves. And we're not making bread, but I do want to knead this just a little bit to bring it together. And then we'll actually roll this out to about a 1/4 inch thick before we get it cut into our dumplings. We just want to mix it enough to where it comes together. We don't really want to make bread. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to let that rest for about 5 minutes or so to kind of acclimate. I'll cover it with some plastic wrap, and then we'll be right back with a rolling pin to make our dumplings. All right, so our table is good and floured, and we'll go ahead and start rolling this out. We want this to be about a 1/4 inch thick, and definitely as you're rolling, lift it up and move it around and keep flour underneath. You don't want this to get stuck. And this is going to make a lot of dumplings. Looking pretty tasty. All right, so our stock here is simmering, okay? Tastes great. You can use a pizza cutter. It's really up to you. There's no right or wrong way. We'll cut these in pieces and we will put them into our boiling stock. And we'll just kind of scatter them about. They're going to simmer for probably about 20-25 minutes or so. And just give them a taste. As they start to float, give them a stir. And basically once they're, don't taste like dough, they're good. The extra flour on top of the dumplings will actually thicken our juice there, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and keep cutting these dumplings up. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, we've had our dumplings simmering about 20-25 minutes now. They no longer are doughy. Our stock has thickened up just a little bit from that residual flour. And now it's time to give it a taste. Like I said, this is a massive pot of chicken and dumplings. Put a couple pieces of chicken in here. So on a cold day, grab the Matador, roll out some dumplings. Great way to use up leftover smoked chicken. Fantastic.